Hello guys, Sully from Shock Force here. This is my second tutorial. First one's gone down pretty well, so this is probably the second topic that most people wanted me to do a quick tutorial on. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I'll try and cover some basic techniques that I use to get a good kick bass. So I'll go straight into it. First of all, you're going to need three things here set up, okay? So you want a nice kick, a nice solid kick. With the kick, what I tend to do is get usually 3 or 4 samples, usually from the Vengeance pack. If I find another nice kick, I'll add it in. I'll change my kicks from track to track, but this is just something I've notched up quickly. So you layer all 4 kicks. Usually I get quite a reverby gate kick in as well. Hopefully you can hear that. Just to add a little bit more grunt and a bit more grit, so you've got that really kind of hard kick that you're after. Make sure your decays are all the way up on each of the kicks. That is down at present just to give a little bit of punch, and these are giving the kind of full effect. Then I've got some compression on there, fairly standard compression, just to give the kick a bit of punch. As you can hear, it really does give it a lot more oomph, so that's definitely something I would suggest doing. Move on to a filter. For some reason I find that just putting a filter on just gives it a little bit of extra warmth. Now some people do it, some people don't. This is just something that works for me. I'll play it to you so you can hear the difference. Just put that back. As you can hear, it just kind of takes some of the tinniness out of it and just adds a little bit of extra warmth, so I find that good. And then a very simple cue just to roll off from the bass edge there, just to give the kick a little bit more thud, but a little bit more boom, so it sounds good on a big system. The second thing which you need is a ghost kick. Now, I don't want to confuse people too much with this, but basically what you're going to be doing later on, you're going to be using a ghost kick to trigger a side chain from your bass, so that the kick and the bass aren't competing so much for the frequencies. Basically the bass will duck under the kick, and it should sit nice, it should sound nice and fat, and they should gel together well. I'll go into this later, but you'll need a ghost kick set up. And all you do is basically layer down 4 to the floor, as there, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then your decay here will actually control the side chain. Again, I'll go into that later. But all you want to do, first of all, is set up 4 to the floor there, and away to go. Okay, the next part is the actual synth. And actually programming the bass. Now, I always use Hydra for the Shock Force bass lines. I find it a good raw sound. So at present, it sounds a little bit like this. Now you can hear the sidechain kicking in there. What I'll do, I'll take the sidechain off, just so you can hear the difference. Okay, so I'll start from the beginning. I use oscillator 1, 2. I go for 15 on this and 10 on this. You can play about with the actual waveforms themselves. You can get some really cool, interesting, quirky sounds. Made some really good kind of dubstep sounds on here as well. So yeah, it's a very good synth, and definitely recommend purchasing it. So you want to detune it slightly there, and you also want to put the detune all the way down on that, so it really gives it that kind of grunty sound, Just play that for you quickly. As you as you can hear the difference there, it really detunes it and really gives it that kind of chunky feel that you're after. Saturation up on both of these really gives it that kind of crispy grunt sound again. I would set the filter to halfway, set the attack of the envelope on the filter and the attack of the amp to around here, and if you just follow these, you should get a very similar sound to what I've got. So I'll just go through them one by one. LFO is off, pitch up is off, pitch down is off. Make sure that your chorus and your delay are down as well, because you don't really need them here. Set the single, shed filter, and then the gain kind of mid. The distortion's down this because I'm getting a lot of the distortion from the saturation, but you can obviously play with that. If you put your distortion up, be careful with your amp envelope on the attack. You're going to need more attack to get it to fit properly. And that's kind of it on the synth side itself. I'll probably be uploading this patch, so you won't necessarily need to program this, but it is good to have a play around with, especially with the waveforms, because you can get some really cool sounds, just by playing with that. So, obviously, take a look at this, copy that as much as you can, and then the next part then are the actual effects that will go onto Hydra. So next I'd put the sidechain on. I'll just mute these for a second. So put the sidechain on. Press sidechain. Then you want to map it basically to the ghost kick, which is impulse 3 for me. So every time that ghost kick is hitting, the bass is going to be sidechained to that effect. So I'll just play this. Okay, so that's sounding pretty cool so far. What I'll do then is just show you the sidechain settings that I've got. Take the ratio down a little bit, threshold down a bit. Just pump up your output to to get it to level with the kick, basically. If you want to follow my EQing presets as well, again, just a little bit of a bass boost. Don't need too much because the synth is doing a lot of that for me. And I'm just cutting off some of the high frequencies that I don't want to clash with maybe my hats or my lead synths. It is a good idea also to maybe have a distortion unit on there. Ohmside is an excellent piece of kit which you can use, but on this occasion I've gone for kind of just the raw sound. So hopefully now you should get an appreciation for what this sounds like. What I will do as well, I'll play it with and without the sidechain so you can hear the difference. So this is what it sounds like. So that's sounding quite fat now. It's sounding quite good. I'll play it without the sidechain. Now with the sidechain. That's kind of it. I will show you one last thing on how you can control. The reason I don't like to set up a full sidechain to my full kick is because a lot of these kicks have got very long tails, and it can affect the way that the sidechain works. So what I do is I set it up to just a very simple. Let me just a very simple kick, very punchy kick. And then what you can do is you actually control the sidechain with the decay. So as that sample is triggering, it's only a nice little click, and you get a really good reaction off the sidechain then. So I'll play it again. and you can hear the sidechain adjusting when I actually touch the decay and when I increase the decay. So let's just play that. And that's kind of it, guys. Any questions, give me a shout. I'm more than happy to answer your queries. Obviously, this is a very quick tutorial. If I've missed anything that you think you want covered, or if you want the preset, just give me a shout and I'll give you a hand. Thanks a lot, guys. Cheers.